Setting boundaries is an important part of caring for yourself and others. Boundaries are like invisible lines that help define what is acceptable in our relationships and daily lives. They give us control over our emotions, space, time, and how we interact with the world. Without boundaries, we may find ourselves drained, stressed, and unhappy. Emotional boundaries help protect your feelings. Sometimes you may feel uncomfortable discussing certain topics, and that's okay. By setting boundaries, you can let others know what you are willing to talk about and what you'd rather not discuss. For example, if a conversation topic is too personal or makes you feel unsafe, you can say, "I'm not comfortable discussing that." This simple statement helps protect your emotions, giving you the power to choose what's best for you. Physical boundaries are just as important as emotional ones. These boundaries involve your body and personal space. Everyone has different comfort levels when it comes to physical touch or how close someone stands to them. You might not feel comfortable hugging everyone, and that's okay. By setting physical boundaries, you create a safe space around yourself. It can also apply to your personal belongings, like asking someone to return something they borrowed. While helping others is a kind and generous act, it's easy to lose track of your own needs. Without clear boundaries, you might take on other people's emotions and problems, leaving little room for your own well-being. Setting boundaries ensures that you don't absorb too much from others, allowing you to take care of yourself first. This doesn't mean you can't help others, but it ensures you don't become drained or overwhelmed in the process. It's natural to want those around you to be happy, but taking responsibility for their happiness can lead to unhealthy relationships. You cannot control how others feel, and it's important to remember that. Setting boundaries helps you release the guilt of feeling like you have to make everyone else happy. This lets you focus on your own well-being without feeling like you're failing others. Healthy boundaries can improve relationships by creating mutual respect. When both parties in a relationship know and respect each other's limits, the relationship can become stronger and more secure. Setting boundaries also helps reduce resentment and feelings of insecurity, as both people feel safe and understood. Relationships built on healthy boundaries are often more positive, as both individuals maintain a sense of independence. Time is precious, and setting time boundaries ensures you spend it on what matters most. Without clear boundaries, you might feel pressured to say yes to every request or invitation, leaving you with little time for yourself or loved ones. By saying no when necessary, you protect your time and energy. This might mean setting limits at work to avoid burnout, prioritizing time for self-care, or ensuring you have enough rest. Setting time boundaries helps you live according to your values and not be overwhelmed. Boundaries help you discover and stay true to yourself. When you set boundaries, you define what's important to you and what you are willing to accept in your life. Without them, you might feel like you're constantly trying to meet others' needs or expectations, losing track of your own goals and identity. Boundaries give you the space to be who you are, free from outside pressure. It's easy to put other people's needs ahead of your own, but doing so over time can leave you feeling exhausted and neglected. Setting boundaries ensures your needs are just as important as others. Imagine the safety advice given on an airplane. Put your oxygen mask on first before helping others. This rule applies in daily life as well. By taking care of yourself, you have the energy and ability to support others without losing yourself in the process. Boundaries are also helpful in preventing conflicts. When you set clear boundaries from the beginning, people know what to expect, and misunderstandings can be avoided. For example, if you establish that you won't answer work calls after a certain time, it becomes easier to handle future situations where those boundaries might be tested. By communicating boundaries early on, you reduce the chances of conflicts arising later. Setting boundaries helps you develop independence. While you can have strong connections with others, boundaries ensure that you remain your own person. You can be close to someone without losing your sense of self. Healthy boundaries make you feel more confident, secure, and in control of your life. You gain the power to choose what's right for you and how you interact with others. How to set healthy boundaries. Setting boundaries can seem difficult at first, but it's a skill that can be learned. The first step is self-reflection. Take time to think about what makes you uncomfortable or what areas of your life need more balance. Ask yourself questions like, what do I need to feel safe and happy? Or, what makes me feel overwhelmed? Once you identify where boundaries are needed, the next step is communicating them. When communicating boundaries, it's important to be clear and kind. You don't need to be aggressive or defensive. Instead, focus on explaining how you feel and what you need in a calm, respectful way. For example, if someone is yelling, you can say, "I can't continue this conversation until you stop yelling." This statement is firm but respectful. After you've communicated your boundaries, it's important to maintain them. Sometimes people may test your limits, but staying consistent will show them that you value your boundaries and expect them to be respected. If someone continues to ignore your boundaries, it might be time to have a follow-up conversation or take further action to protect your well-being.